Canelo Alvarez owns a yacht worth around $20 million, but that's only the beginning of an empire built far beyond the boxing ring. From luxury cars and mansions to gas stations, tequila and real estate, his fortune is far bigger than most fans realize. Let me break it down. Start with the boat, because that's what gets people talking. Canelo owns a black super yacht that's been photographed anchored off Miami, the Bahamas, and Puerto Rico. And depending on which report you read, it's been valued anywhere from $30 million up to $60 million. Alvarez owns a stunning black yacht equipped with jet skis, a jetty, and a raft. The vessel isn't just a boat with a bed on it. It comes with its own floating ecosystem. Among his extravagant purchases is a stunning black yacht that boasts its own jet skis, a jetty, and raft. He's shown it off plenty of times. He posted a video to his Instagram page showing him making waves around the Bahamas, with clips showing Canelo and his girlfriend riding around on jet skis on the crystal clear blue water. As the yacht is anchored nearby, that girlfriend is now his wife, Fernanda Gomez, and the two of them circling the yacht on jet skis has become one of those clips that resurfaces every few months on TikTok, usually with a new price tag slapped on it. And that's actually part of the story here. Nobody agrees on what this thing is worth. Some reports pin the number at $30 million. Others go as high as $54 million or $60 million. A separate vessel, a 101-foot Sunseeker, actually named Canelo after him, was listed for sale for $5.9 million, which caused a lot of confusion online between his personal super yacht and this branded Sunseeker that carries his name. That Sunseeker, built for entertaining, can hold 10 guests and 4 crew, powered by twin MTU engines pushing a top speed of 24 knots. But the black super yacht, the one filmed in the Bahamas, is the one people usually mean when they bring up Canelo's boat, and it's the one that put him in the same conversation as owners of some of the flashiest boats in sports. Whatever the true number, the yacht isn't an isolated splurge. It sits alongside a private jet reportedly worth around $35 million, meaning between the water and the sky, Canelo's toys alone stretch into 9 figures. That's before you even get to the garage. Speaking of the garage, this is where the story of Canelo's spending gets even louder, because a boat is one thing, but a full fleet of hypercars is another. Canelo has said outright that he owns more than 30 cars. In a 2023 sit-down on the Full Send podcast, he mentioned the number himself, and he stated that he owned over 30 cars, but the combined worth of just 2 of his favorites was over $8 million. Walk through the collection, and it reads like a hypercar dealership brochure. There's a Ferrari LaFerrari, reportedly bought for close to $2.8 million. There's a Bugatti Chiron, a car so expensive and rare that owning one puts you in a club of maybe a few hundred people worldwide. People who purchase automobiles like the Chiron do so because they want something that stands out, and the basic Chiron fits the bill with its soaring design and famously sky-high price. Under the hood, that Chiron runs on an 8.0-liter 16-cylinder powertrain that makes it one of the most powerful production cars ever built. He's also got a Mercedes SLS AMG Black Series, a limited production 2-seater with a front mid-engine. 2-seater, limited production Grand Tourer design, crafted by the Mercedes-AMG unit with input from David Coulthard, a car that costs nothing less than $2 million on its own. Add in a McLaren P1, a Lamborghini Aventador SVJ, a Rolls-Royce Ghost, a Mercedes-AMG G63 6x6, and even a customized Shelby Mustang, and you start to see the shape of this thing. It's not a casual habit. It's a full collection built around performance and rarity. All of that sits parked at his California property, which is its own chapter of the empire. Canelo's known home base for years has been a mansion in the guard-gated Del Mar community in Rancho Santa Fe, San Diego. The property runs close to 12,000 square feet, with 6 bedrooms, 6.5 bathrooms, ocean views, and a converted garage that now functions as a personal gym. He first picked up the property back in 2013 for somewhere around $5.8 million, and reports since have valued it anywhere between $6.5 million and $8.5 million, as the market around Rancho Santa Fe kept climbing. The garage itself has been described as a private showroom that can fit more than 10 supercars lined up like trophies, which lines up with what he told the Full Send podcast about the size of his collection. But the mansion and the cars are really just where the money lands. To understand where the money actually comes from, You have to go back to the ring, because none of this exists without the purses. Canelo's payday history is basically a chart of boxing's entire pay-per-view economy over the last 15 years. He didn't start there. He started with almost nothing. He famously earned $40, or 800 pesos, per bout once upon a time. And even then, they actually only paid him half of that. The other half was in tickets, which he gave to his family. So he came home with 400 pesos. That's the starting point of a man who now negotiates 9-figure fight contracts. The climb from there was steady, then explosive. Facing Shane Mosley in 2012, he earned $1.5 million, a figure that pales in comparison to the $5 million he received for his 2013 fight against Floyd Mayweather Jr. That Mayweather fight alone, on the pay-per-view side, generated enormous numbers. Between 2013 and 2024, Alvarez amassed an incredible $925,050,000 in pay-per-view buys, with his 2013 bout against Mayweather topping the list at $150 million in revenue. His purses kept climbing after that. His fights against Daniel Jacobs and Sergey Kovalev in 2019 each brought in $25 million, and in 2021, a particularly lucrative year, he fought 3 times, with the February bout against Avni Yildirim alone guaranteeing a $30 million purse. The Caleb Plant fight in late 2021, the one that unified all 4 major belts at super middleweight, paid him $40 million on paper. The Jaime Munguia fight in 2024 brought in $35 million. Then came the deal that changed everything. Canelo signed a 4-fight agreement with Turkey Al-Sheikh and Saudi Arabia's Riyadh season, reportedly worth $400 million across all 4 bouts. The second fight in that deal was the one everyone had been waiting years for. Terence Crawford moving up 2 weight classes to challenge for the undisputed super middleweight title. The money for that single night was staggering on its own. For Alvarez, it marked his latest blockbuster payout. He was guaranteed to make more than $100 million versus Crawford, according to Turkey Al-Sheikh, pushing his career earnings to an estimated $800 million from fight purses and endorsements over his 20-year professional career. Some reports pushed the estimate even higher, given the imprecise metric of at least $150 million from the Crawford fight, with certain pundits placing it closer to $200 million. The present-day valuation of his net worth was pegged around $500 million. Crawford, on the other side of that fight, gave the boxing world one of the more talked-about lines of the year. He initially claimed his cut was just $10 million, brushing off the disparity by saying the opportunity mattered more than the number. "I got $10 million for that fight," Crawford said, adding, "I'm doing it for the opportunity, the legacy. The legacy outweighs the money." Reports later suggested the real figure was closer to $50 million once the full contract was accounted for. But even then, the gap between what Canelo and Crawford earned for the same night in the same ring says everything about where Canelo sits in the sport's financial hierarchy right now. That fight alone reportedly pushed his career total earnings past the $700 million mark, with some trackers now placing him near $800 million lifetime once endorsements are folded in. And that's just the boxing side. The businesses are where things get even more interesting, because Canelo didn't just bank the money, he started building with it. This is where Canelo stops looking like a boxer with expensive toys and starts looking like an actual mogul. Over the last several years, he's built out a real portfolio, and Forbes has tracked most of it closely. Start with fuel. Over the last 2 years, Alvarez launched a chain of 5 gas stations in western Mexico called Canelo Energy, and an associated chain of 20 convenience stores called Upper. The branding has personality baked into it. Alvarez leaves it to customers to discover his connection through inside joke Easter eggs, with the convenience stores branded Upper for Uppercut, offering an exclusive coffee line called Santos, representing his given name as well as his father's, while the gas stations use a fuel additive called P4P, symbolizing pound for pound. Then there's the drink business. He rolled out VMC, a tequila-based canned cocktail, and Yacht, which makes sports drinks and supplements. The name VMC isn't random either. It stands for Viva Mexico Cabrones, an expression he shouts after victories, translating to Long Live Mexico Dudes. That drink didn't stay small either. The brand became available in about 12,000 stores in Mexico after a soft launch there in 2022 and a wider push in May, and in about 6,000 stores across 5 states in the US, following a September rollout, with Spirit of Gallo saying VMC quickly shot to number 7 in California, and number 2 at Kroger-branded stores among spirit-based ready-to-drink beverages. Beyond the drinks, there's food, fitness, and fashion, all wrapped into the same portfolio. A portfolio that already included boxing and entertainment ventures through Canelo Promotions and Canelo Espectáculos, a fitness app called I Can, a clothing line through his online Canelo store, and El Pastor del Rica, a taqueria he opened with his brother in the Guadalajara area. There's even a sentimental piece buried in there. Alvarez reveals a sentimental side in his investments, buying the bus line where he once sold popsicles. Forbes has been fairly blunt about how early stage a lot of this still is. Forbes estimates that Alvarez is worth at least $275 million, a bit shy of fellow star athletes Russell Westbrook and Serena Williams, which is especially impressive given his business empire is in its early rounds. Some outlets have flagged that the actual revenue from these smaller ventures is still modest compared to the fight purses. The combined revenue of these enterprises is less than $50 million, and their estimated total value is under $50 million due to low-margin operations, though some ventures show substantial growth potential. Real estate rounds out the picture too. He's also entered the restaurant business with El Pastor del Rica, a growing taco chain, while real estate remains another pillar of his portfolio, with investments in properties across Guadalajara and beyond. According to El País, Canelo Alvarez has been quietly building a real estate portfolio set to sustain his wealth long after his boxing gloves are retired. Not everything about the business side has been clean headlines either. One of the convenience store chains under his gas station brand became the subject of an investigation in Mexico, when a business associate was accused of running a fuel theft and black market resale operation tied to organized crime, using the stores as part of the scheme. Canelo's team has not commented publicly, and there's no suggestion he was personally involved, but it's shown up in Mexican reporting as a wrinkle in an otherwise clean business story. A reminder that even a well-built empire has parts that need watching. Still, the bulk of the story remains one of expansion, not scandal, and that expansion keeps compounding. Now, where does all of this land? That's where the story wraps up, and where the real number becomes clear. So, add it all together. The yacht, the fleet of hypercars, the mansion, the tequila cans on shelves in 12,000 stores, the gas stations, the taco stands, and every fight purse going back to that 400 peso payday, and you get a picture of where Canelo's net worth actually sits today. The numbers vary depending on who's counting. Forbes, as of late 2025, had him at roughly $275 million. Celebrity net worth and several other trackers put him closer to $300 million. But once the Crawford fight numbers settled and his 4-fight Riyadh season deal got factored into projections, boxing insiders and outlets started pushing the estimate up toward $500 million with his total career earnings. Fight purses plus endorsements over 20 years estimated near $800 million. His own team has been open about the ambition behind all of it. In interviews, he has been open about his ambition to become a billionaire, and industry watchers have started to entertain that as a real possibility, rather than a boast. Canelo's team and industry analysts have speculated that he could become the first boxer to reach billionaire status within the next couple of years, and with his combination of fight purses, endorsements, and expanding business empire. This projection is realistic. What makes this different from a lot of athlete wealth stories is the shape of it. It's not just one purse. It's a purse, then a gas station chain, then a tequila can, then real estate, then a taco stand, then another purse even bigger than the last. Each piece feeds the next. The fight money buys the businesses build the brand makes the next fight worth even more money. And the yacht sitting off the coast of Miami or the Bahamas, jet skis parked beside it, isn't really the point of the story. It's just the most visible piece of it, the one that gets filmed and reposted and turned into a thumbnail. Behind it sits a much bigger operation, Gas pumps in Jalisco, convenience store shelves stacked with his own coffee brand, cans of tequila in a Kroger cooler in California, a garage in Rancho Santa Fe, with more cars than most car shows, and a career that started with 400 pesos and a bag of tickets he gave away to his family. Whatever the boat ends up being worth on paper, it's a small piece of a fortune built fight by fight, brand by brand, over 20 years, and by his own account, he's not done building yet.